right, hello and welcome everybody to the stream. Of course, some interesting action over the Asian and European sessions. Guys, did you see that Nasdaq? Wowzers. It kept going and then it kept going and then it kept going and now it's having a little bit of a breather. So for anyone that's in the private community, go check out the post I just put in there. Talked about some levels and some thoughts. Definitely go check that out. But for everybody else that's here today, welcome. And we've got a lot to discuss. There's plenty of stocks, plenty of course, indices having a little bit of action. And is now the time that we get, sitting here going, okay, that was a great move. Do we get a little bit of a pullback today? Finally, a red day to pull us back to some nice buy the dip style levels? Let's find out together right now. Welcome, everyone. Great to have you. Matt Chu, says new intro music. Yeah, we just use the basic one at the moment, man. It's just a little bit easy. Nick Blake says, I like it when Tom says pumpy dumpy. There's only certain stocks that get the pumpy dumpy, and it certainly isn't quality. So remember, guys, it's all about quality, and not crap. And if you're in crap, sometimes you got to be out quick. So 45.20 here early in the US 500 futures sessions. We know where the big supports are. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that there's some pretty key levels here around 4,500. You also have this strange kind of resistance support level here that was formed through yesterday's session, 45.13. Is that important? Probably not. I prefer the 4,500. Let's move to the SPX and take a look. Remember, whenever you're looking for support resistance levels, always go to the real market. The real market will generally give you a more key zone. Let me just quickly reset this Epic pen. It's not working for me. If anyone wants to know the pen that I use during streams, it's Epic Pen. Good little program if you're interested. So yes, resistance, 4,500. You see it here. Becomes support, 20 moving average, 2 hour, sitting around that zone. Previous buy zone for the buy the dip kind of pullback. It makes sense. We've had a little bit of a epic rally. So this does make sense to happen during the session, and we're at 45.20 at this point. Let's have a look at the daily to get a bit of an idea of how monumental where this market is right now. So this is the community trend line, guys. And I don't need to tell the community about the community trend line. The community trend line has held all the way. We go all the way back in time, back over here to the April period. We've used it. We know that the community trend line is strong. There's two, in fact. There's even one that goes back even further. But this more recent community trend line, it's been strong. It's predicted. Everyone, look, I'm pulling it across. Look at this. Look at all those. Every single one of the pullbacks has been predicted. We're at the last trading day of August, which has certainly been a eventful month. We've had sideways actions, down actions, 50 exponential moving averages being hit, and then we've found buying pressure. So is this the breather day? What do you guys think? What does the chat think? What do you guys think? DB Tom Adams says Epic Pen +2 intelligence. That's right, man. And then we've got YOLO Boy 6969 says I was. The Nasdaq futures were up 0.5% earlier this morning, and my jaw dropped. Yeah, they were up pretty hard. And we'll have a look at that in a second. But look at that community trend line. Let's go over to the Nasdaq. Let's talk about where it was only a few hours ago. Okay, here we go. For anyone that doesn't know, for anyone that's joining us, 15,681 on the futures, guys. Wowzers. Where is the first kind of level of the buy the dip concept? Well, you know where the key zone is going to be. It's 15.4. Again, doesn't really take rocket science to figure out some of these key levels. We've got that 15.2. We've obviously got that 15.4 initially. And these are the key kind of zones that a lot of people will be looking at when it comes to what could be going on over the next couple of sessions. Now, they're the big ones. What about the shorter time frame? Is 15.5 good enough? Let's go over to the NDX. Oh. There's a problem with the Nasdaq here is it's rallied so much. I mean, look at this. Boom, 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 boom. Hasn't even come back to the 21 hour. The 21 hour. So it's rallied so heavily, it's really not been able to get close to any of the moving averages. Even the daily 20, it's now quite far away from. So actually a 15.4 would be not obscene. I'd be thinking this morning where it is 15.6. This level should have been a little bit of support. So because now it's 15,569, you've got to think if the S&P 500 comes down to that previous support, the Nasdaq is most likely going to come down to which support? 15.5-ish. So 15.5 becomes kind of the not really great zone with any type of TA, unless you go maybe a really small time frame, but it's that psychological area. So I really think the key supports here are probably more on the S&P 500 today than the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq has gone up more, so therefore the pullbacks could be more fierce. 15.4 is still the more logical zone to go to. Let's see what everybody thinks here in the chat. What are you guys thinking? Big Dipper says VIX to 21. We'll be taking a look at the VIX in just a few moments. In fact, I'll load something that I posted in the room just so you guys can see some cool stats with the VIX. All right, here we go. This is something I posted in the room. I'll zoom it in. So what you guys would probably know is that we have two major seasonal events per year. Let's call it seasonal events. We have usually a bit of a Feb kind of March Nasdaq disgusting kind of market, or maybe the Feb March pullback, being historically pretty good. Then we get that August, September into October, November kind of semi-neutralized weakness. Now, because these tend to be the worst times of the year, and of course this tends to be the better times to invest, November, December, usually bullish, January, etc. So these are the more bullish times of the year to go with. We know that the VIX, or the volatility index, tends to spike. So if it tends to spike, what does that tell us? Well, it leads perfectly into our next level. So when we're thinking about the VIX, anyone that's been watching the channel for a while now would know when the VIX gets under 16, we start to pay attention to it. VIX under 16, if you're looking for volatility, I'm not even calling bearishness, but just some volatility, some increased movement in the markets. This is the zone that I expect the VIX to stay at for a little while longer. And we've told everybody quite a few times why this is. Let me go into the big screen here. So see how this 15, 16 down to kind of 15 level is held recently. Well, I always like to say it's not bad to go back over the past history and to have a look at what happens out of the global financial crisis. Another point of incredible instability. We do have Delta variant. We have all these other, geopolitical situations. That's, you put anything at it other than the Fed and other than the positive numbers coming out of the tech stocks. There are a lot of negative things there. But let's just talk about volatility, because volatility in itself is a trade. So we know that during these first couple of years, we got VIX sitting around that 15, 14 zone, and it tended to spike. Only after those first couple of years happened did we go back to a normalized VIX where it goes into the 12s, goes into the 10s, those types of levels. So it makes sense that it's spiking here. Remember, the only time that you really will see bearish action in markets is going to be you need a 2021 kind of weekly close. You need a really big number, and it needs to hold. Didn't do it last time, didn't do it this time, didn't do it here, and obviously barely pulled out a good number here. So that's why we need that 21 plus closure. Remember, 20 is the real sign of the bear. So either or, looks like volatility is coming back into this market. So Polana M says, bullish lol. Absolutely. Imagine if you sold in May and went away. Who did that? Who the hell would do that? No. Sell in May and go away. I mean, I make a video about it every year, and I will make a video about it every year. But I do show in that stats that it actually is incredible crap. Even if you go through and you go all of history and you go even the most recent, you do anything, the May thing, I don't know how it's even got its name. It's like a Wall Street saying trap almost. If you wanted to say which are the bad months, usually Nasdaq, it's going to be the Feb March area. But realistically, guys, I always say this. Investments is likely to be an optimistic time. Why would you be down on the market? You've usually got to be positive. We talk about this all the time. Positivity pays. Druckenmiller says this. Everybody else says this. Bearishness all the time does not pay. It can be okay for dollar cost averaging, but it's not the best kind of course of action. Being a bear's hard, guys. It ain't easy hibernating all of the year and then coming out for 2 months and eating the salmon. It's not that easy. It ain't that easy. We will be doing Tesla soon. Don't worry, guys. And thank you very much for all the comments here coming through. So quite a few different stocks. I know you guys are hyping all these different ones. Let me have a quick look here. What's happened to the favorite of the last couple of days? How'd that go? Created a giant long leg doji. That's what it did. And we got nowadays a few people are talking about Sol, which I assume is the crypto you guys are talking about. Amazing. Look at this. 128. Who was it in the community that had something like quite a lot of money on this? Put your hands up. Who is it? There was someone out there I know has a lot of money on Sol. Look at it go, guys. 128. Wowzers. Flagged. Actually flagged. It might be overextending. Even if you took a poll from the total distance here, it's pretty damn close, isn't it? Very close. It's a nice flag, guys. I like that. All right, we'll keep going through the markets here. So we've done the US 100, US 500. We know they're coming in a bit weak. We've analyzed, I think, the US 500 specifically well. So that's good. Got some key levels to look at. We've got IWM coming in around this 225. Did bounce, closed above bounce. I've talked about this a lot of times. I'm not a big fan of trading this index, okay? Not while it's in a big range. You just need to look at the left. I mean, is this something you guys want to be part of? I mean, if you're selling credit and you're an options trader and you're selling credit, hey, all power to you. You're a god. If you recognize this market and you sell credit all over the place and you're making great cash, yes to you. You're a winner. I like you a lot. But if you're sitting in here and you're thinking, yeah, I'm gonna trade this. I'm gonna buy here. I'm gonna buy that up. Buy it up right here, and I'm gonna sell it. Come on, it's not that easy. You know that in hindsight, this is easy. This is damn craziness. I mean, you can buy the bottoms and sell the tops if you want to, but in the middle, really? Even though it's a great technical setup, but it's inside the middle of a range, and that is what kind of makes it more difficult, if that makes sense. Let's move over to the US 10-year. That's kind of rising. Not much going on here. If you're a US 10-year trader, okay, that's cool. If you like doing that, I'd probably have something like this little line here. You're looking for it to go back above 137. Other than that, I feel like it's kind of just floating around doing not much. We'll move over the dollar index quickly here. Weakness continuing to ensue, but it is on the most important little moving average that found support before, 50 exponential moving average. Beautiful roll reversal here, guys. I want to show you. Even though you probably don't care about trading currencies and stuff, the good roll reversal, 92.80. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Beautiful. Look at this. Bullish into it. Round the zone. Remember, draw your zones, guys. Get your little box out. Put the box down. Create the box area that you're looking for. You get that bullish movement in. You get what looks like a little kind of hammery style rejection candle that comes through, looks bullish. Then you get your super bearish candle. And you can actually just sit there for a while. Long leg doji. And then follow through. And you can probably take this one actually. Even though it's not underneath this wick, I would be scaling in here. And I'd take the next bit in. And then obviously sell it through. So this is how good currency can be. It can be really, really good trading. Obviously, I don't prefer to take DXY. I'd take the euro, but there's good stuff there. How's gold looking? What's gold doing? Let's move over here to gold. Welcome as well. Why am I in crypto? Don't want to be there. Welcome as well to the 873 people joining us this morning. We've got plenty to cover here in this next 1 hour. So don't worry, there's plenty to go through. Let's have a look at the daily. One rejection. No follow through currently. 4 hour. Ooh, would you just buy here again? That was a great trade. Long leg doji decision made. Beautiful next bull candle. Gets to very close. Oh, it's tough here, gold traders. If you're still in long, you wouldn't go short. If it gets under this level, I don't like it very much. That would be bad because basically what you're doing is you're saying peak, trough, lower peak, lower trough. You know what that is, guys? That's the lightning bolt negative. We don't want that. So, yeah, that's not ideal there. Not ideal at all. Let's have a look at US oil. Continues to float around the 69. For oil traders, all you're looking for is above 70 now to get your really great long scales in. I think if OPEC push it through here, 74 is absolutely not out of the target. There's some good targets to be had once that happens. We've got AJ coming in with the super chat in the morning. Says $5. Thank you very much, man. Hi, Tom. Can you have a look at CINE.AL? May be a good reopening play. Lots of big moves coming out. Also, the company is looking to list on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay. Let's have a look at that one for you, man. CINE.AL on the LSE, I assume. Is this the one? Sign World, movies, entertainment. Oh, a very dirty stock. Unless it's AMC, no one likes these, yeah? I've done some polls here in the community, and actually I do have a poll on YouTube. And it's very interesting stuff going on there. But yeah, look, it is forming base. It is at a point where I guess you're not going to be necessarily like horrified holding it here. You could be stuck in it for a little while. These are your supports kind of around 60, 60, 50. You've got support here at 65, 64, and you know where you need that closure above. You need a closure above 69.50, and you get that, and your base is in, and you could get some really nice participation. This would be one I'd probably set alerts for and look for closures. Nice, though. Yeah, not bad. It's forming base. That's what happens. But this also shows, I think, the community one thing important, and that is that when a market drops off, yeah, buying the dip sounds great, and buying the dip can be good. But when something falls, I'll give you a top tip. Other than tech, when something falls over 20% in one day like this, or in a couple of succession days, usually one day you get like 20% drop, the chance of it recovering is very, very poor back to the top levels. It's very poor. Now, tech seems to do it, but most stocks cannot, unfortunately. They just can't get it done. This is in nice consolidation, though. Thank you very much. All right, so we've got that resistance. We've got the US oil. Let's move through here. TLT bonds starting to rise again, showing that nasty Wall Street's getting a bit excited about these bonds. That's always an interesting thing for us to look at. Bond rising is a big one. Another one that I've noticed that you guys are probably pretty aware of is the fear greed index. This is only one of them, but there's plenty of them. Now all of a sudden greedy. So that's a very big switch. We've gone from not greedy to greedy, like extreme fear a month ago, fear a week ago, and then all of a sudden now greedy. That's interesting stuff coming out. Now, it's not as crazy as it was a year ago. You can see a year ago, extreme greed leading into September where we did see the sell-off. But suddenly greedy. We scroll through to all the oscillators. They have spiked up a bit. Not insane. Not probably good enough, but interesting. So we have VIX spiking here early. We've got the US market slightly down. Big switches in the futures. And we'll go over to some questions here in the room. So we've got some questions coming in. Finkin79 says, wow, Hood is getting destroyed, or is it getting shellacked? All right, guys. I'm looking at you, Hood traders out there. I hope that you were practicing the words of this channel. And the words of this channel when it comes to crappy IPOs that are sold to you by Goldman, JP Morgan, who knows who else, for exorbitant prices. Remember this, guys. Pumpy dumpy, and it's an IPO. So that means that you've got to be in and out. And you come back in 12 months. You come back, you wade in there. The stock's worth $10 because everyone's like, oh, that's the worst IPO ever. And you slither in there and you pick those things up in the accumulation base, guys. You get in there and you're like, oh, yeah. If you don't believe me, newcomers, go check out all of the big names. Facebook, Zoom. No, not Zoom. Facebook, Twitter. Obviously, you've got plenty of other ones. Snap. It doesn't really matter. Even Airbnb currently not the best, hey? Just remember that, guys. Nasty, nasty IPOs. It's not down there yet. But even if it gets shenanigans on it, just remember, even if it goes, woohoo, it is more likely to be underneath this issue at some point over the first 12 months. Highly likely on these types of things. Nasty hood. Scott Morgan, it is collectible cards, my man. See, when you become a trader or an investor, you end up buying everything, whether it be watches, whether it be comic books. I have a collection, yes, I do, of graded comic books. I have everything, guys. I buy crap because I like investable assets. I don't know. It must be something that came from when I was really young, but it's always interesting stuff. All right. Ray Lim says, hey, Tom, can you have a look at PayPal? Oh, we can. By the way, anyone get on PayPal? Hands up. Community members, anyone get on the PayPal yesterday? We've been talking about this now for 1 week. 1 week, I think. 1 week. And boom, goes the dynamite yesterday in PayPal. Now, I don't think that people should necessarily be fully invested straight away. You know, it's a scaling kind of thing yesterday, but what a beautiful movement through here. And the more I think about it, guys, the more I think about it, you know, I'm getting pretty bullish on PayPal. You know, I'm a Square fan. I've been a Square fan, but you also know that Jack Dorsey paid too much for Afterpay, in my humble opinion, because PayPal kicking his ass. So PayPal got the PayPal card. PayPal are in the UK with the crypto, which the UK has a good chance of, by the way, being the hub of crypto, especially if the SEC get all over the crypto in the US market. So this is a very interesting time for this company. Is it expensive? Don't even want to look at the market capitalization. It gives me a hernia when I take a look at it. But overall, yes, this is a very cool breakout. Congratulations to people that got that through the scale yesterday, 3.64%. And at least even off the break here, you're looking at a good 3%, not bad. But I think it's actually got more in it. And from a TA trade perspective, I guess, yes, you might have hit profit here and you might have said, okay, that's cool. But even pulling back to this resistance zone should be met by buyer demand. You can see the huge volume that came through on it. Look, it's a pretty serious stock, guys. And I actually think that their credit card, all these other things, if Jack Dorsey doesn't bring Square to the table and get it done quickly with something that he's often struggled, PayPal really could be going into, you know, all-time highs and starting to crank it out over the next couple of years. We've got here ATL Drew 15, $2. Are those MTG cards behind you? Absolutely, man. You could have saved $2 if you waited a few minutes. But yes, you are right. They are MTG cards. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Let's have a look now at some other stocks. So we'll go through probably more of the meme stocks initially. We'll go through some crypto. And then we will move into, I think, some of the big stocks that we're talking about today. So the Teslas and the other things out there. Here is the AMC. So the AMC's come down to the $40. We knew that was a pretty good level. I think probably quite a lot of people in the room. I was certainly not negative on it yesterday. And sometimes I am. Sometimes I am. It's still got potential here, AMC. It's still got potential from not only the short squeeze, but just also the price is about right, the muscle memory of where people want to take it, that random massive rally we saw the other day. As long as it holds above this 40 zone, you know, there's always that potential to 52.35, which is our current resistance. And then, of course, 64.63, which is the second resistance. So there's good potential here still on AMC. Let's have a look at GME. GME still floating around. I mean, you see it here, yeah? We've got rejection, 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 rejection. Imagine if we get a bullish candle. Boom. Why? Because that's the way it works. They're letting it through to the keeper. Right now, Wall Street are like, no. We expire all your options, worthless guys. But if they let it through, and you can tell in the price action, it could become a Moderna, it could become an AMD, it could become what it did before. You get that squeeze event, they let it through, and it goes absolutely nuts. It goes absolutely nuts. Scott Morgan says, it's cool I collect all Nintendo games. Don't worry, Scott. I got them too, bro. I do have maybe I could do a show and tell with you guys. I'll show you some stuff. Are you interested? You guys want me to talk about stocks and crypto. I don't think you want me to talk about random collectibles, but you never know. Welcome to the 1,087 viewers as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've got some down action for the first time in many days here on the market. It feels like eons since we've even seen red in the pre-market, but we're seeing a little bit of red. Is it time to panic? I don't think so. Is it time to make better decisions? Potentially. Potentially. Alpha T, Tom, can you give your opinion on UEC uranium? UEC. It's this one. Not bad, sir. Oh, it's not bad, man. You get your double bottom. I really wish that was a bullish close for you, because what's happening right now is you've got this weird, like, this is the time where I scale. Okay. So a lot of people say to me, oh, Tom, scaling sounds cool, but how do you do it? Well, I think Tesla's probably one of those those kind of ideas, but it's when it's marginal. So this is pretty marginal. You've got a long leg doji. You've got lots of wicks and strange bodies everywhere. Then you've got this nice bullish closure here, which is definitely my first scale in, but it's not like epically bullish. So that's what we're seeing a lot of right now. We're seeing barely bullish above. That's pretty much where I'd scale. And then I'd pick another scale in here yesterday, and then I'd pick another scale on the break. That's the type of thing that I like to do. I'm going to be talking a lot about in the mentoring that we'll be doing soon. It's pretty important stuff. I think scaling is the key to sleeping well at night, to making better investment decisions, to just being overall just a happier trader, to not being like, oh, I've got to go all in. Are you sometimes going to miss out and your friend's going to be, dude, I put all my money in AMC and made like 400 grand. Yeah, well, when they go quiet on you, they've lost it all. So remember, scaling is also a risk management technique. And if we're going to learn anything from the Warren Buffetts, the Mungers, the Druckenmillers, anyone else, let's say all these rich dudes, what they care about is ratios of how much risk do they take to how much profit they make. We know that. But yes, I do like this. Overall, you'd be looking for double bottom style trade trend. So you'd be moving in. Does it price action well? Not bad. 280 here. Very, very nice. And I think there could be even more in it. When a stock double bottoms, it can really start a nice rally. Very good. Congrats, Alpha T. Not bad at all. We'll add it in. We'll keep watching it out. UEC. Okay. What was that question about PayPal? Brian Jones, definitely want to hear you talk about your comic book collection. I'm telling you right now, collectible markets are like trading from psychology standpoint. You'd be surprised how easy it is to predict when the next comic book's going up. In fact, it's way easier than the stock market to predict. You just don't make as much money. ACK says, just glad PayPal hit yesterday since I had calls expiring this Friday and was way underwater. Congratulations on getting out, ACK. Congratulations. That's good. Brini says, I'd invest in a bunch of Hermes bags if I could. The price keeps going up, but the bag ladies are crazy. That's true. But I heard that the pink color is no good. The pink color is supposedly poisonous in the bags. I can't remember what the bags are, but yeah, I know they're like 15, 16 grand, and you have to buy junk. It's like Rolex watches. You go in there and they sell you all this crap that you don't want, and then you get the opportunity to potentially buy a bag of a color that you don't want. That's when they've got a great business. We've got Neil Vipat. Oh my God, Neil, you've got a hard last name. Vipatapuntha. That is so wrong, but thank you very much, man. $7.99. Hi, Tom. Can we please have a look at silver coming close to the 50 on the hourly, planning on going along around 23.90. All right, man, we'll do that right now. We will do that right now. What time is it? All right, we've got half an hour to power through this. We got to get in here before the market opens. So, I like the long leg doji, man. I like the long leg doji. So again, a marginal style position. You hit the 20, you long leg doji daily. That's indecision around this point. You go up to the peak and you fail. So this is probably like a scale if you like it. And then once it gets past 24.20, that's when you're thinking about that real heavy scale in. Wall Street's made its decision. Things are looking good. Everyone's feeling great, and silver's on. I do like the base that's formed on silver. I've spoken about that a few times. We can ignore this candle because that was illiquidity. So we've got a nice base around 23. We've got kind of a slingshot effect that's already occurred here. and we just need to get past that 20. So keep watching the space. Long leg doji, close either side, should be decision made. I don't mind it at all. You're saying you want to get 23.90. Whoops. 23.90. Yeah, I mean, if you want to absolutely scalpel it, but you probably don't want it coming back down there. Ideally, it starts to take off and gets through that 24.20. Wouldn't that be sweet? Yeah, you might. Sometimes you got to get a little bit crazy. You got to get that perfect level. It depends on your time frame. That's the big thing. You're on an hourly time frame, so yeah, the round here is probably correct, but you want it to bounce absolutely soon. Yeah, I know, guys. I know. Eventually, hey. Tom Gordon says, was looking at the masterclass, grab it or wait for the mentoring program. Probably goes hand in hand, to be perfectly clear, Tom. I would suggest you grab it, learn everything in there, and then apply and then do the mentoring techniques on top of it. Why? Because realistically, it's like, think of it as like it's like a theory. It's like when you go to uni. You go to university, you learn a bunch of stuff. It's 3/4 pointless, but at the end of the day, it gives you that ground framework that really, if you apply it, you'll be like, oh, actually, this is all really good stuff. And then you go out into the workforce, and the workforce is kind of like that mentoring. It solidifies all that knowledge. So unless you can solidify it yourself, sometimes people get out of uni and they're really, really crazy. Sometimes they come out of uni and they know nothing. So it's what you get out of it, if you know what I mean. But they go hand in hand. It's like, do you want the master's degree, but you don't do a bachelor? It's not really possible. It's not really possible. Anoops on par says Tencent had a good turnaround today. I do like the Tencent. Let's have a look at the Tencent. 700. Oh, yeah, that's a big turnaround, bro. We've got this thing trapped. 700's on the watch. Actually, I've got to add it back in here. But yes, 10 cents on the watch list. We're in the massive ranging market. And this probably brings me to a point that we're going to be talking about in China stocks. So the negative press, how much is coming through nowadays, guys? Tell me this. Less, more, or about the same? Tell me in the chat. Because remember, I feel like about a week ago we saw the pinnacle of negativeness coming out of the papers and all these discussions and everything like that. Have we about turned around? 10 cents a serious business. This is a 1 hour chart. There is the daily. You can really see this channel in effect. We know that if it breaks out, that's a strong technical signal of, further movement up. So that would be very, very sweet to check out there. All right. So where have we gone? We've got AMC. We've got that. GME. We know we're looking for that breakout above. These aren't actually short potentials. So let me just bring those up here. There we go. Market's currently down 0.15% for the US 100 and 0.19% for the US 500. Let's move over to the cryptocurrencies quickly here. Just do Bitcoin. Got daily 20. Daily 20 continues to be the buy zone for now. We know that if we get underneath 46, God help us, next level for support is going to be 44. Next level underneath that's going to be about 42.5. And if you're looking for credible bull runs here, any closure above 50, 51.5, past that 55. I'm still quite bullish here on overall the cryptocurrencies. For anyone that isn't aware, BTC shorts and ETH shorts would be the things I'm looking at to see what the nasty whales are doing. And when we know where the nasty whales are adding to short positions, we should probably consider scaling back. Let's say you had leverage. That's where someone would maybe scale back on some leverage. Obviously, you do whatever you feel like. CME says ZM. Yes, I saw that. I wonder if the person that did the donation yesterday ended up putting in the put. A few people got stuck into me saying it was a good buy yesterday. I don't really understand that. I mean, we knew the weakness was there. A put is the better strategy to go with if you're going into an event where you think something could go negative. I mean, what's your worst case? You buy a put. I mean, ultimately, if it goes down, it's glorious. If it doesn't go down, it goes up huge and goes up 20%, you've probably done your money. But if you think it's better than a coin flip, then it's obviously an opportunity. I'd be interested to see if they went for it because it is down at 297, where it deserves to be. Get down. Get down, Zoom. Back down to where you came from. Nasty things. All right, let's move over here. Matthew Harris, $2 before we do that other one. Thank you very much, man. Do you use a portfolio tracker? Any recommendation? When you say portfolio trackers, I do, but it's bloody expensive, man. It's not traditional, so it's in Australia, and it's like a very, very annoying program. Now there are others. I'm not sure how many of them link to American software. You're in Australia. Message me in Discord, and I'll give you some Australian ones. I can't remember their names, but I know a few people that use them. Absolutely. Absolutely. It depends on the broker you use, because you want it to sync. There's nothing more annoying than it not syncing. And then the other issue is if you trade options, because a lot of these don't take options. And then that's even more annoying. Megan T, Canadian $5, Hive, HVBT. All right, let's have a look at that. By the way, if you like buying dips on Zoom, if that's your jam, you probably want it to get to around that 280. 280, if you like this company. From a double top perspective, makes sense. It proofs. Oh, that's a beautiful proof, isn't it? Very nice. 300-ish, probably first buy, second buy around 280 if you for some unknown reason like doing this. I would like to see something like this happen. And then get in. We've traded Zoom a few times, notably over here, some very nice stuff. But as you would know, I'm not a big fan. I'm glad to see it getting kind of punished there. If you're in it, I'm sorry. Hive blockchain. Wait, that's not HVBT is Hive blockchain. Not bad. You can instantly recognize there's some good potential here. Series of higher lows coming through. Always a great sign when you're looking for bullish action. You've got basically buyers coming in across the board. As long as that keeps up, you're looking for a breakout here of 320. And once that occurs, very nice. Yeah, should rally. Next rally points, guess you would say 4 and 450. I would think 450 is the better rally point. Not bad at all. Absolutely, Megan. Very good. I'll leave that there. Just quickly reading a few other questions here. All right. Terry M says, is Barber putting in a sneaky double bottom? All right, let's have a look at this. Probably early to tell, but let's have a look. So what did you guys have to... AJ, yeah, I did do AMC. You can go back and you'll check that out. I did do it already. I'm just quickly seeing if anyone said anything about the Chinese stocks coming out. Any opinion on Chinese government banning miners, gaming time? Not really. I think they've kind of done that before. A lot of the time something happens and then it gets worked around. They've also banned a whole bunch of Western websites and they're still used a little bit there. PK Subban says college was useless. I don't know. Okay, no one seems to have too much of an opinion on the Chinese thing. So for me, I guess the way I feel about it is, yeah, a lot of the bad news, I feel like it's out. And then now you look for accumulation base. So as someone mentioned before, do we have a double bottom? That was Terry M and a few others have said it. It's very possible that we're putting in a bottom here. It's about right. I mean, go to the monthly to get a bit of an idea. It's about right. You know, we're basically all the way back at 150. You can see where it all started back in 14. It is cheap. There are risks. I mean, you guys need to know there's always risks here, but you're saying this, and then a breakout past that. So 173 closure above. If that's your plan, I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's terrible. And part of the reason I say that is because when you go over to JD put base in. JD put the base in and it's starting to move up. Then you've got Baidu starting to put potential lightning bolt action in. This is what's happening. Tencent, beautiful channel coming through. Very, very nice there. Duncan Dave does not like him. I don't blame you. Again, risk adjustment is a big thing here. Risk adjustment. Volume seems to confirm. Volume's certainly there on some things here. Oh, Dave says Twitter double 4 hour double bottom. Let me have a look at Twitter. I haven't looked at Twitter since we took profit a while ago. Such a piece of crap. Yes. Not bad. Actually, not bad, man. Good work, Dave. So trough, peak, high trough, high peak opportunity here. That's a classic lightning bolt style setup. If it does close above, got moving averages there daily. Got great target levels, 68, 72. Absolutely. Twitter's back on. All right, man. Twitter's back on. Let's bring that bad boy back over here. Hello, Jack Dorsey Company. You're coming back in. But mark my words, I do not hold the Twitters. The Twitters is the trade stock. It's the trade stock. I'm scared of every earnings for good reason. Every earnings on Twitter is scary, guys. Every earnings. So we've got just under 20 minutes here till the market opens. Again, coming in a little bit red here. Nothing to be overly concerned about. I feel there are some good, deeper pullbacks that if they happen, they'll be sweet. We've got US 100, obviously the 15.5 and the 15.4 will both be important levels. And 15.6 is pretty much where we broke yesterday. So if you think about the real market versus the fake market futures, we should open right around here. And this is all with fake market futures. So to really see it take off today, I mean, I don't get a technical catalyst for it. I mean, yesterday it just kind of rallied above the resistance. You just had to kind of scale in, just go bang, or be in specific stocks. As I said, I think yesterday was better to be in specific stocks. We did see a lot fire. Today might be a good index day. I'd probably set alerts for it and then go over some specific looking areas. Let's move through the stocks right now. So we'll go to Square to start off with. Square trend line still holding up, looking for a breakout above 274. Once that happens, should be able to move to 288, we would hope. 280, 288. It's a good lightning bolt there. Trough, peak, high trough, high peak potential. Certainly one to look at for today. Apple broke through. Now, this is important because unless this is a false break, which you'd hope it's not, that's a big breakout here for Apple. So if we do get weakness, you would think that buyers are going to be all over 150. How many people in the chat want Apple at 150? Let me know, guys. Interested to know. Roma, don't worry, I will do Tesla. I've also got a few private members requests here as well. So this is for you, Jan. You had Amazon and UGRO, or I'll do that in a sec. So Apple, yeah, 150. Interesting zone if it does come back to today. Certainly one to be looking at. Now, let's move over to Amazon here. So Amazon, I mean, it kind of did what we wanted it to do. It broke past. I mean, that's a pretty crazy rally, really. I do expect usually this. For me, I always get really confident when I see that type of trade. I feel really good about it. It's okay. I mean, from an investment standpoint, Amazon's still pretty good price. It is above resistance. We're trying to fill to 35.23. I mean, do we just fill straight there? Then move back down, then break through, then go make new highs? Is that what we're going to do? Oh, I don't really love any level, Jen. I don't love any level. I mean, I'm happy for people that are in it, but you know what I mean? Like I like to see what I like to see. And the thing is you don't have to trade every stock. So yeah, it's good. It's positive signs looking for the 3,500 fill, 3,520 fill, but I can't really say much more than that. Google continues just to be a beast, 2909, just keeps putting on small days there. Feel like that's been rallying pretty damn hard for a pretty long period, but still in the trend. What do you do? Snowflake, all over the place with this stock. Still looking for a 320, 320 kind of take profit. Obviously, we've seen some big movements here on Snowflake. So this is the zone that you hope holds, and you're looking for it to rally above this point here, which is $300. And once that occurs, it really cements that hammer, and then it can keep going. So Snowflake one to watch if you want extra thing. I think Enphase also interesting. This is probably one where I think some people would have scaled through into it just a little bit. The closure is so marginal. You got rejection, long leg doji, rejection. A lot of the TAN stocks, a lot of the solar stocks moved hard. Jinko and others moved really hard yesterday. This one did not. Could it be another Etsy in disguise where it takes a little while to get fired up? This is the type of stock where it's really marginal on that close. The close is, I mean, if I zoom that in, I can't even zoom anymore, but you can see it, yeah? Oh, is it enough? Jeez. Barely, yeah. Good stock, interesting level, worthwhile paying some attention to. Microsoft, I still think, I mean, such a beast. Such a beast. If you're in it invested, I wouldn't touch it. I'd just be like, oh, it's all good. You did get that chance to reload at 300. I talked about 300 being a profit target of mine. And you get another pullback. It is a beast, though. ARK at resistance. ARKG above resistance. Good signs there. Beam, still looking for a 110 break for Beam. Well, I would set alerts for this. Can be incredibly explosive stock when it goes through. Beam will be worthwhile checking out. Edit, can't break the resistance for now. CRISPR, still weak. SPLK, still chilling. Nothing changes on SPLK. Big inverse head and shoulders still here. It's just slower. I warned you of that. It is a slow thing. Slow. Does anyone think that there will still be a correction this month, September? I mean, from a technical standpoint, you haven't seen anything yet. From a statistical standpoint, it's still the biggest statistical likelihood of weakness across all of history. Recent history, it's pretty close. But just because it's a stat doesn't mean you can apply that stat. So look, I'll share cool stats, I'll share cool things, but ultimately, remember, guys, it's follow the price action whenever possible. Follow the price action. And the price action has not given us the bearishness. If you want to know where the bears take full control of the market, it's S&P 500 daily 50 exponential moving average. CRM, filling the gap down here. Still looking for that thing to fill that gap down to 261. Possible turnaround at that point. This is Salesforce. Disney continues to float, doing nothing. QCOM should be strong. I mean, it's completed its thing. You got trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak. QCOM's given us a few false breaks. It is technically seasonally very good at this time of year for the next couple of months. So, yeah, QCOM's interesting to watch. TDOC. Oh, I'm waiting, guys. Look at it. Resistance, 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 all the rejections. Please just come through here, TDOC. Come on. Everyone hates you. I haven't forgotten about you, TDOC. I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently. But yeah, alerts above the 146 here, guys, for our technical breakouts. Baba, as we covered, potential double bottom is there. JD, Baidu, all looking better. Twilio. Yeah, I mean, it's above. If you like Twilio, this is okay, I guess. NVIDIA just keeps kind of grinding higher. Not much on that. Pins. Oh, it's close now. We haven't forgotten pins. Looking for it to get above 58. Remember, pins tends to run into the next earnings. So you'll notice that we did a count the other day. So we had earnings. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 down to the bottom. Then we had what? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to the bottom so far after earnings. Now you may think that's in what are you doing? You're counting candles. Does that make any sense? What you'll find is often stocks do similar things. Like Apple runs into earnings and it's buy the rumor, sell the fact. The same type of thing can happen with certain stocks. We know Twitter tends to do terrible, gaps down, and then runs into the earnings, then gaps down. So does Cisco. So does other stocks. So when you learn those things, sometimes you can follow those trends along with your technicals. It can make that sense. Got TANs. This is all the solar kind of stocks moving forward here quite strongly. Obviously putting in a great base here at 78 now. I hope that keeps going. That'd be nice. And Roku, a lot of people forgotten this one. Looking for it to get above 370, guys. 370 would be good. Etsy, very strong here initially. I didn't pull the Amazon seasonality on. I should have done that. But yeah, Etsy and Amazon maybe firing a little bit up here. We'll go TKNG. Still looks fine. Airbnb certainly looks better. So small time frame. Nice. This could be going today if it goes up. Beautiful rejection here. Big bullish buying. Almost a stop hunt, you would think. You're looking for it to close above these previous bodies and then start that rally. So it's right in that box zone, guys, Airbnb, if you dare. If you dare. Let's do URGO for Jan. What was it? UG. Sorry. UGRO. Urban Grow. Ooh, daily. What is this thing? $163 million stock. Big moves. Is there a moving average that it's been following? I would think it's probably just been following just underneath the 1 hour 20. I don't really like that price action, I got to say. I know it's up pre-market. Oh, 17 plus closure will remain. Watch it closely today if you're bullish. That's not ideal, but it hasn't put in the sequence yet. You need like that. That sequence occurs, negative for a bit. 14. Otherwise, you're looking for a 17 plus break and good things will happen. Massey says, I'm in pins actually at 55.77. Absolutely. Alriza says, did I miss NVIDIA? You probably did. One of the strongest months is August for NVIDIA. So you probably missed it for now, but that's all right. There's plenty of other stuff that comes up. If you're thinking of holding it in your portfolio, I'm sure there'll be another time for you. It is pretty expensive right now. All right, let's move over here to Tesla and some of the other stocks. I'm just reading some of these other comments. Thank you very much to 1,163 people out there watching right now. And also thank you for your likes. By the way, guys, go over to the link, our second channel where we do produce content over there as well. Make sure you jump on over there and click subscribe. We're trying to get that thing up to 1,000. So if you help us out, if everyone's subscribed here right now to the other channel, I appreciate that a lot. Andy Pandy, knock 50. Caught the lightning bolt on DOT last night. Where do you think it can go? So I assume you're talking about DOT, the crypto. Look at it go, $30. The once hated DOT. I'm probably famous on my stream by going and having like an open mouth when this thing crashed. I remember that day. Woo! That was nasty, guys. Then we go over here and have a look. So I love the long leg doji decision made. I love the breakout that's occurring here. DOT being pretty humble for a while. I think 32 is your first target. And then second target, I mean, look, I got high hopes for DOT. I want 40 plus, man. Come on, Dot. But 32 is the first target in terms of trading. Very clearly see it's broken past resistance. Once it closes, pullbacks back to this zone should be met by buyer demand, and we should start to see rallies. Well done. Nice. And look for the 32 from a technical standpoint and the 40s. Very good. Tom Gordon, $3. I don't have a message from him, but thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate your support. And it'd be good to see you in the community soon. Kevin N says SE has been pushing its upper Bollinger Band, looking really strong. SE is a beast company. Don't ever look at the financial fundamentals on this stock. You are betting on them crunching other companies in the countries they go to. They have a tendency of really making big impacts with their weird ads that are very, very, very annoying from the perspective of you can't get them out of your mind. It just goes, Shopee, Shopee, Shopee. That's all it says, guys. And there's just jingles, and you got to look them up. They're crazy. I don't usually encourage people to watch ads, but, if you own a stock, maybe I would. So, yes, go and buy, go and look at Shopee ads. All right, guys. Tom Gordon does have a question. It's UNP holding long-term thoughts. We'll check that out soon. Look, this stock just keeps going from strength to strength to strength. It's one of those ones that's got investment grade on it. It's not really a trading stock. It's more of an investing grade stock. It is hyper, and it must hit fundamental reports. If it doesn't, it gets punished. We're 3 minutes off the open, so I'll keep going here, guys. UNP, Union Pacific. We got to do Tesla. Long term looks okay. You're still in a very nice, beautiful uptrend. Just consolidating at this time. You got support around 215, man. And you got your resistance around 230. Once you break 230, keep grinding high. You'll notice the 50 exponential moving average has kept all of the bigger pullbacks in bay recently. So, yeah, might have seasonals on it. I'm not sure. But overall, it's doing fine. Long-term thoughts on the industry, railroads. I love them. I love railroads. They're one of the only stocks that can always put on big digits every year for a long period of time. I love railroads. It's like Monopoly, except that actually the railroads, they're consistent, but they're actually terrible to buy. I've explained Monopoly before, guys. Never buy green or blue, dark blue. That's for losers. Because remember, you have to go to jail. And people want to go to jail. And when they come out of jail, guess what happens? They go through the purples to the yellows, guys. So you need to own the yellows and the reds and the oranges. They're the best. If you want to always win Monopoly, that's how you do it. You sell Waterworks. You sell it all. It's all crap. The only thing that matters is those 3 blocks. All right. Where are we at? Netflix, also a bit of a sleeper, I feel. Not enough people talking about Netflix. Been sitting here. It's having a nice couple of days of rally. Could be a sleeper. Could be even a good delta play. You never know. So we're 1 minute off. I will bring up the charts for you guys. We've got US 500 finding some recovery here early. Got down to 45.20. Kind of almost that little bit of resistance in the fake market futures. 4,500, 45.20, somewhere in that range is where you expect support. And US 100 goes as low as 15.68. That's just random. I mean, you could say, yesterday, but that's just random. So here we go. We're opening right around resistance, support, whatever you want to go. Ding, ding, ding. We got to do Tesla here. Now, Tesla actually had a good close on it. So we'll dial in on Tesla in just a few seconds. 732 and Netflix. Let me bring in the algo flow yesterday for, I won't be able to get it now. Whoops. But yeah, I like Tesla, guys. Let's have a look at Tesla. Okay. So yesterday, I think scaling could have been present. You've got here all the resistance wicks that we talked about. You certainly could have scaled through that, picked it up, closed again, potentially could have scaled. It's up here early in the morning, 0.66. Unless this is some nasty Wall Street market fake out crap, I could tell you where the big calls are at. There's tons of calls expiring this week at 750. And then, of course, targets will be 775 and 750. This is the time for Tesla to shine. If it's going to shine, it needs to shine today or at least later on this week. You know what I mean? Please don't be another fake out. This is the type of area and this is the type of consolidation that does make some sense. So unless the market turns, which it's doing here early, if it can't recover, I mean, maybe Tesla's doomed, but overall 750 and where all the puts are is 700, guys. Puts at 700, big puts, big calls, 750. Cody says it's a fake out. Maybe, Cody, maybe. This is where you practice scaling so you don't get burnt. Scale, scale, scale. Silver Liner says, I came for the stock market and I end up playing Monopoly. Well, kind of like the stock market in some ways, eh? Kind of like the stock market. So we've got Tesla 729. We'll load up the Webull scanner. Though Webull, I'll tell you this. Webull have taken away my sponsorship, guys. It's gone. They said, you're outside of the US. We don't like you. No, they didn't really. Well, they kind of said that. That's actually what they kind of said. So we've got Zoom here down 16.45%. Woo, that's bad. Then we've got NXP Semiconductors down 4.92. DocuSign down 3.5. CrowdStrike down 2.17. Twilio 1.52. On the positive side, we've got Warren Buffett, as some people call him. I love it when they say that. Warren Buffett, the best. Alibaba 3.39%. SE 2.52. Klim, you'll be happy. Moderna 2.14. Square 1%. Where's PayPal? PayPal, good. Why are you not better than Square? PayPal 0.78%. So it's a bit of a mixed kind of day here. Just down 0.24 early. Tesla hitting support, hitting that 7 kind of 29-ish area. This is where they fight it out, guys. Early on will be the fight. Finken79 says Netflix just chilling for 1 year. 1 year of chilling. It's a credit. When you see that, guys, because it happened on Google, get your option strategies out and float credit. Credit. I mean, look at this. Look at imagine if you were selling credit for like a year. Oh my God. With risk management. It's so beautiful. Such beautiful credit. I feel like this is the time though. Poor Netflix. You know, Netflix, it's only worth $250 billion. Now, I know that sounds like, well, that's a lot, Tom. But it's $250 billion. NVIDIA is worth a lot more than that. Actually, how much is Disney worth now? $325 billion. I guess it's fair, Netflix. But in this day and age, that seems cheap. Zillow showing some weakness the past couple of days. What's up? Well, Zillow is unfortunately a nasty stock. And as we know, the nasty stock has not shown the recovery we require yet. We're watching it. I'm watching Zillow. But it hasn't shown the kind of technology we need here. Alpha T says, Tom, if you're talking about PayPal, Visa may also be a good bet. Yeah, but it's a bit of a boomer company. You know what I mean? Like, you want to buy Visa. It doesn't interest me. These stocks don't interest me. It doesn't. I'm not interested by financials anymore. Does anyone else feel like that out there in the chat? Do you guys feel like financials kind of suck? I mean, I know some are going up and you know, it's good and all, but I like this. I like what I like. The thing that I kind of always get disappointed about is I could have picked so many great stocks, you know, and really, really angled in on margin on them when I was younger. Okay. I knew Apple was a beast. As soon as I saw that iPhone, I got starry eyed. I remember buying Apple at $70 a share. And this is pre splits back in 08. And I mean, I was starry eyed back then, but it was only a couple of dollars when it was like an iPod. The young generation understand these things. And I'm telling you right now, whenever I go talk to a younger person about it, younger than me, all of them say kind of like, we don't like the banks. We're using Cash App and Venmo and whatever else. We use these new things. We use crypto. You got to be up with it, I feel like, over the next one. You got to be up with it. And they're not up with it. They're up with making huge cash manipulating the market, sure. But yeah, that's how I kind of feel. I wish it was different. Scott Morgan, $5. How bad is DRNA? News didn't seem that bad. Falling knife or genius move? Well, this Visa is, it's look. Ugh. Ugh. Let's move over here. Let's get out of there. Nasty Visa. Oh, damn, dude. That's a falling knife right there. However, there are some good signs. I noticed that we've got one little week of pull. Got another one. Seems like some volume still there. And it's a little long leg doji. Down 0.41, by the way. We'll have a look at the supports here on the indices in just a few seconds. 4 hour. Oh, it's so close, man. Yeah, I like that. So what you're recognizing here, Scott, is correct. You're recognizing a base formation. It's got the classic kind of point of despair kind of sell-off. You've got that reload kind of sell-off, which in many ways is what inverse head and shoulders are. They're understanding that market psychology, and you're looking for it to get above this 20, get above that resistance. 2150, man. 2150. Is it genius? It may not be genius, but it certainly is the right zone, and you've waited. So I like that, and I respect when you have the patience to wait. Let's go over the US 500 here. So 4,500 is preferred. Currently 45.23. US 100. We're looking really for 15.5 is preferred. Currently 15.560. 15.4 really preferred. 15.4 is a sweet zone. What do you guys think? Do you reckon one of these is reached today? We're Tuesday. We've got non-farm payrolls later on in the week. We've got an epic run in the last couple of sessions. Apple 152, so it could still come down to 150. Beam 3. Where's the stupid Tesla? 0.4, 728. So right back on that exact resistance support area. Oh, damn. That's why, like, if I'm scaled in Tesla, I'm feeling all right. But if I'm all in right now, I'm like, oh, Jesus. I'm a bit scared. but yeah, this is the right kind of zone, guys. I really hope it works out for you, Tesla traders. I really do. I mean that. You had it tough, You've had it tough. Airband B going for it. Yeah, it's going for it all right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, my man. It's not bad. I mean, it has all the hallmarks. We knew that was too much rally. Couldn't hold it. It's turning around. It's got some good scale opportunity into it. Even the hated Roku is starting to come back. We're going to watch that 368 though on Roku for sure. Nvidia down 1.58. And the market stabilizing here early. So there's some good, interesting stuff going on there, guys. Did I cover Link? I haven't covered Link. You mean Chainlink, I assume. Not that one. You can have a look at Link. I haven't looked at it in a little while. Still pretty cheap, Chainlink. Actually, really cheap. Is there been a new Chainlink style thing coming out? Or is this just a bit of FUD on it? Long leg doji, nothing. Looking for a closure above 28 on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Oh, not bad. 2 hour. Yeah. Right there, 27. Right there. Hopefully that long leg doji is 18 minutes. You get a decision made above and you can start rallying 29 next target, then beyond. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Huey says Link just gets fudded a lot. Yeah. But you know, when a sleeper comes out, that's the thing about crypto. It's all about, hey, money goes here, money goes there. You know how it is, comes back around. It's a big vicious circle of pump and dumps. Except they don't really dump, they just kind of stabilize. As the pumpy circle. AMC up 5. Can't say I'm surprised. I hope this rallies and it goes to $52 over the next sessions. Kevin says, oh my God, the garbage truck is here. What's that for, man? CMAX says, traders are conditioned to buy the dip won't always be the case. Buy the dip, well, it depends. We're talking about buy the super dip or buy the dip. The problem, CMAC, is not with buy the dip because you would be hard pressed. I couldn't argue that buy the dip is a bad strategy. How could I? What is a bad strategy is buy the dip with margin. And CMAC, the big thing here is that people are conditioned to buy the dip, but they're conditioned to buy the dip with incredible margin, which is usually all of their account. That's the big issue. How many guys out there have been using margin recently? I'm sure there's quite a few of you. PK Subban says, took my ADA profit to put on a sleeper coin. Don't blame you, sir. ADA very hyped over the last couple of weeks. Mountain Fortress says, oh yeah. Finkin79 says, nope, no margin. No margin. Cody says Pepperstone account. Well, yes, you have margin then. Kunal says, I'm up 81 cents on my portfolio. Hey, if it's on a portfolio of 20 cents, man, that's amazing. Well, still better being up than not, hey? Warren Cherhart says, I made the margin mistake early in my life, never again. Ed Brandt says, no naked puts too. Yeah, very good. And Victor Lau says, I'm always 50% margin, even when I say not to go past. Victor, we're going to have to check in on you daily here, Victor. What's going on there, man? Tactical Spray says, I've lost enough of my own money. I don't need to lose margin. Oh, that's true. You find that most traders actually come undone because of margin. Margin is a killer. And it's not that it's bad. It's just that they don't, when you go and you get like a leverage loan, they might let you borrow a house loan. They might let you borrow 5-1. Now, I'm not sure what they let you borrow in America, but let's say it's 5-1. So you put $1 down, they'll give you, $4 or $5. Now, that's typical margin. You got to remember an option is more than that. Now, CFDs are more than that. So when margin gets out of hand and it's really, really big, remember, even in the stock market, the problem is here is if you go and borrow a 5-1 margin, when you get a pandemic style event, it blows your account out backwards because you can't handle the pullback. So the thing is, you've always got to kind of allocate that you need to be able to hold for like a 40%, 50% bad time, or you've got points where you're scaling down. That's the big risk there. Anyway, lots of stuff going on there, guys. Pedro Levine says, naked puts at a strike. I don't mind the stock to be put to me. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to, if you're cash settling it, cash settled puts are a good strategy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. It looks like we've got a little bit of a down day, but anything could happen in this market. We did hit some community trend lines. We did hit the Nasdaq kind of highs. We got slightly above them, and now we're pushing down a little bit against them. Remember, levels here for the Nasdaq today, probably around 15.4, 15.5. 15.5 is just a random number of psychology, really, more than anything else. And the US 500, we've got the 4,500 previous resistance that could be the support. So look at that kind of level there. as the opportunities if we continue to get pullbacks. It makes sense that we should. We've gone up very heavily here. You can see percentage wise, we've got a 4.21%. Usually, we're only asking a little bit. We're only asking like a 0.5% pullback. It's not that much. So be patient. Don't feel FOMO, guys. The greed index is starting to get up there again. We are entering in September tomorrow. And as I always say, it's really about specifically picking good technical analysis. So go find the good TA and it'll probably treat you okay. Thanks very much. We'll catch you tomorrow. And I will be putting out a video. I'm sorry I missed that through the last session. Cody says, thank you, Tom. Detailed as always. No worries. If you've got like feedback on how you want these to be run, I know that they can feel a bit janky sometimes. Maybe on something that'll get more viewers in there and more viewers to come, more new viewers, because it does help us. If we grow, it makes it easier to do it. Please let me know because I'm always open to that stuff. I think the biggest thing with YouTube is you've always got to be improving, pushing that envelope, getting more stuff. It's like even in the private community, I'm adding more value on the daily for you guys. Thanks so much, guys. Catch you later. Bye for now. Oz 200 analysis. I do that every Wednesday. Join the other channel. Click the link. Click the link, guys. Click the link. Help us out. Thank you.